you guys? How are you all? Good morning. We are not used to these early morning lives over here. And I'm honestly not a morning person, but I have a lot of things I need to do today. And Karen Reed's trial will be on a little later. I want to be free to watch that. And Bendy and I will be working on 3 days of Tisha Lives on both channels. I believe we're going to be doing both channels for the next 3 days, the calls and the videos that we still have that haven't been released. So a lot of new stuff came out yesterday and we have to talk about it. And that is why we're here. Let me open my comments and say hello to you guys and then we'll get into it. Hey, Pointer Lover. Hey, Adrian. Hey, Astro from Space. Sexy Wild Thing, McLovin, Babyface Claws. Hey, Christina. Jay, Selena, Mama 4, Bendy, Adrian. I don't know if I said who I said hi to the very first couple. Pointer Lover Test, Chopper, Claudia, Sign on Crime. Good to see you guys. Tell the Truth. Hey, Sarah. Hey, Rhonda. Good morning. Hey, Johnny, Teacup, Chopper, Music City Mom. Hey, Shmita. Mayla's mom, good to see you guys. Hey, Go Bulldogs. So there has been a ton of information released, and I can't wait to talk about it. We're actually going to listen to a new interview. It's like 45 minutes long. I have the SoundCloud, but then Criminality uploaded it to her channel, so I think we'll watch there. Hey, Queen Bella. Hey, Nature Rocks. Let me drop Teresa's link and Jen's link because I was just talking about what we're going to be doing. And then I'm going to pull up some articles for you guys. I'm sure you've kind of seen, I never feel like I want to rush and be the first to get something out. Like, I just want to talk about it with you guys. So a lot of people have already kind of brought this information out, but he is one sick SOB, Rhonda. You ain't lying, babe. Jay, thank you for being a member for 16 months. That's crazy. Thank you. Hey, Kathy. All right, so let me pull up the first article. I'm just going to warn you guys, this is just devastating. It's disgusting, devastating. I've got 2 articles, couple things to pull up, but I couldn't find the documents. I've been looking all morning. I'm going to find them because, it's not just stuff with Stephan that's been released. There have also been some things like one of Jen's statements or interviews with police, but we're going to hear all about it right now. So Fox 35 has obtained new documents from the Madeline Soto investigation. These documents provide details previously unknown, including the initial police interview that Stephan had, which we're going to listen to, his timeline of what happened that day, the 1,700 sexually explicit images allegedly found on his cell phone, and details about his relationship with a 13-year-old girl, which it's just, okay, Bendy. Once we get to the interview, I will. So the documents, mainly investigative reports, summaries, and a recorded interview between Stearns and a detective, provide graphic, potentially disturbing details that led to the 60 child sex-related charges Stearns was initially arrested on. 2 days after Madeline Soto was reported missing, it also offers details on his timeline of what happened in the hours before and after Madeline was reportedly dropped off at the school. The state attorney's office has not publicly commented, but Fox 35 has asked for a statement. So let's see. Look at him. What a disgusting pig. And when you hear him in this interview, oh God, it's just infuriating. We're going to listen to the whole 45 minutes because at first I only got to see like a 15-minute interview. I had that. Then Bikram sent me the SoundCloud link, which was the full thing. And then I saw Teresa's upload and I want to listen to the full thing with you guys. Among the documents is a police interview, which was recorded on February 27th, the day before he was described by law enforcement as their, quote, prime suspect, unquote. He had also not yet been charged with any crimes related to the alleged images found on his cell phone or her disappearance and death at that time that this interview took place. So as detectives were searching for Madeline, officials arrested Stearns, alleging that he had child sex abuse material on his cell phone. He had voluntarily provided his phone to law enforcement to presumably aid in those search efforts. However, he told them he had inadvertently performed a factory reset. Shortly after, he was booked into jail and charged with 60 counts of sexual battery, lewd and lascivious molestation, and unlawful possession of materials depicting the sexual performance of a child. I don't know what the heck I did, but somehow during the massive OS update, I managed to factory reset my phone and lose all of my contacts, all of my information, he told police officers, according to this 43-minute recording we're going to listen to. According to the new documents, law enforcement allegedly found 1,700 images within a folder within a Google Drive account. Several of those images were explicit, and some appeared to be of Soto, and they were taken over at least the last 2 years. 1,700 images, only some of them were Madeline. That is just terrifying to me. I cannot imagine, how any of her friends, anybody that was ever around them must feel right now. Hey, Kathy P. Hey, Natasha. Let me see here. I hate his stupid voice too. Oh my God. Excuse me. All right, let's keep listening. The documents also allege there was ongoing sexual abuse between Stearns and Madeline. In the interview with police, Stearns confirmed he had saved photos to a Google Drive account and that there were photos of him and Madeline, the report said. When I asked Stephan about all the pictures he had saved, he then asked if he should be talking to a lawyer. Shortly after that, he requested an attorney. Now, this part here, where I'm about to tell you guys, is very upsetting. But I want to warn you now, because people have already made up their minds about Madeline's mom, and I can understand that. But I just want to say, even though this is so upsetting and disturbing, I'm still trying to give her as much grace as I can, and I'm going to tell you why. We're going to hear about Stephan sleeping with Madeline and how this was a normal thing. But, I have a family member who I have gotten in knockdown, drag out arguments with over this same thing. She would bring home a new boyfriend, and the very first night he was there, he would sleep in the bed with her and her daughter. And she trusted him. He's a great guy, I'm in the middle or whatever, there was different excuses, and it's disgusting. But just having known someone who also did that, and I wonder if she just trusted him the same way this family member of mine trusts. It's so stupid. It's so infuriating. It's so upsetting. I get it. Don't get me wrong, because I'm so angry over it myself. But I'm just saying, I do know someone who does reckless stuff like this and just is too trustworthy. But it is just so, like I said, so disturbing and so upsetting. So let me go ahead and read it to you. I'm not trying to take away from how wrong it is. Don't get me wrong. It is wrong. Like I said, upsetting. And I just don't know that means she knew what was going on, everything. So, but I don't know. So the documents also provide details about some of the sleeping arrangements contained within their home. Jen Soto, Maddie's mother, told detectives that she and Stearns had dated on and off for at least 7 years, and that he lived on and off at the home. When he was at the home, however, it was not unusual for the three of them to sleep in the same bed, or for him to sleep in the same bed as Madeline while Jen slept somewhere else or was not home, according to the documents. These details were contained in a law enforcement summary report following a conversation with Jen Soto during the search for her daughter, and in law enforcement conversations with Stearns. Now this is disgusting, y'all. Stearns told law enforcement that Madeline, quote, always needed human contact when going to sleep, unquote, something that Stearns referred to as snuggling, the report said. I'm the person she goes to when her mom gets in a fight with her and she needs someone to comfort her. I'm that person for her. Now, I'm sorry. I'm trying not to jump to conclusions and you know what I mean, not just assume anything. It just really makes me wonder I have a lot of questions. No, I'm not saying, I'm just saying grace as far as her knowing that there was SA happening. I still think it's disgusting and wrong, and I can definitely understand why people would be upset about it. I just don't know that it means she knew everything that was happening, and that's only from being in a situation like that myself. And I would be so infuriated with my family member over it. So don't get me wrong, I do think it's just so stupid. So stupid. Don't ever, I just cannot imagine ever trusting my little kids with somebody like that, but whatever. Jen let him and Madeline sleep together all the time. That's why she never went to grandma overnight. She liked Stephan. I told y'all, Maddie liked Stephan. Truth is, I dated a lot, never introduced any men to my kid. And I love you back, tell the truth. All right. But do I think she saw him do it? No, I don't. I feel like she had big suspicions and ignored red flags. That's kind of where I'm at, Jay. I'm still waiting for the investigation. I can't imagine. So my family member that had done that, she really loved her child. I'm sure Jen really loved Madeline. So I don't know. Let's just keep going. I don't know how to feel about it. And I'm trying to be like fair. It's just so upsetting that she would ever be in this situation. So in the same conversation between law enforcement and Jen Soto, Madeline's mom, the report implies that detectives let her know about their suspicions of the alleged SA. The report states that Jen did not want to believe Madeline and Stephan were engaged in sexual activity. Jen asked to see the image of Stephan. I keep calling him Stephan. I'm sorry. Of Stephan and Madeline. When showed a printed photo of what was allegedly found on the Google Drive, Madeline's mom claimed she did not recognize anything in the picture, as if she was in denial, and later became visibly upset, the document states. So let me say that again. So police go to Jen and they say, look, we're suspicious of SA taking place. Jen did not want to believe that Madeline and Stephan were engaged in sexual activity. She asked for proof. So they show her proof. They print out a picture off of his phone, show her. At first, she tries to say she doesn't recognize anything in the picture, but then later becomes visibly upset. To be clear, Jen has not been named an official person of interest or suspect connected to her daughter's disappearance or death, nor has she been charged with anything related to this case. However, officials previously said everyone who was close to Madeline was considered a suspect until they were ruled out. It's also unclear how much or how little Jen and her family are cooperating with the investigation. Investigators couldn't answer those questions at a news conference last month, citing the ongoing case. And look, they're going to have to keep digging. They're going to have to figure this out and figure out exactly what she knew and didn't know. As sick as it is and as hard as it is to believe, there are women out there who will give up their daughters to be with men. They will sell them. They will give them to them. It's the truth. It's just the truth. It's sad and disgusting and hard to believe, but it does happen. There is no man on earth that would be more important than protecting my child. I'm with you. She should be charged. She ignored every sign, that poor child. If the cops can recognize the room or sheets or underwear, the mother should be able to. I agree. And it was her room. What's wrong, Astro? I know this is hard. It's emotional. It's very tough. You're not a troll. The mom saved the pics and said, nope, that's not them, y'all. I wonder if she was in denial, though. Hey, Lil Red. I would never trust my children with anyone like this either. The boundaries are easily crossed and ignored. Completely agree. I think she was willfully unaware. There are telltale signs SA victims will display. Astro says, Mom knew. Wait till y'all hear when they show Maddie and Stephan in action. She says, nope, that's not them. I think she knew something, says Cray Cray. Hey, all opinions are valid. Kathy P says, sorry, but the mom knew something. She just didn't want to believe it at the expense of her daughter. It is sad. It really is. You know, I don't know, you guys. I don't know. I can't imagine. I don't know. I try to like figure out what's going on inside her head as far as Jen goes, and it's really hard, especially because we haven't heard anything from her. So all we can do is wait for more from the police to come out, you know. So in a 43-minute interview with law enforcement on the day Madeline was reported missing, police talked with Stephan about where he was during the morning hours, the route he took to take Madeline to school, and where he went immediately after. In the interview, he appears to have difficulty placing the exact roads and route he took, which he does. And by the way, he first says he comes in this one road. Then he says like something totally different. And the officers are like, wait, I thought you said you took this road. I can't wait for us to listen. And we're just about to. But here are a few. This is just a couple brief points from the interview. Stern said he and Madeline discussed getting breakfast at McDonald's before school, but they never got it. Stern said he was unfamiliar with the road names on his route to Madeline's school. That's when the police are like, wait, I thought you said you came this way. Stern said he and Madeline both forgot their phones at home that day. Stearns forgot to mention to police that he drove all the way back to Kissimmee to retrieve the gate clicker for his neighborhood before dropping Madeline off at school. Stearns visited a smoke shop twice. Stearns forgot to mention to police that he'd gotten a flat tire. He says, I left my phone at home in the morning too. I was so busy riding her to get us out the door on time that I left my phone. She left her phone. We both left our phones. Now, this was really telling to me. That's obviously intentionally done. I have defended the mother somewhat. I'm fine admitting that, and I'm fine with being wrong. Kathy, that's where I'm at. I just want to, I don't know. We truly don't know. We can all assume whatever. The only reason that I even mentioned, not assuming, I called it giving her grace, but it's more not assuming that she knew what was going on, is because I had witnessed a situation like that in my own life. And I'll tell you, I don't know if this is how Jen is, but the person in my life is a very, very low self-esteem, lonely, almost desperate in a way woman, right? And I think sometimes women like that will overlook a lot and tell themselves that things are different than they are. Now, but also, like I said, there are moms out there who will literally sell their children, give them away, things like that. We don't know. We just don't know. Predators can smell that. Oh, Jay, you are so right. That is exactly the kind of mom that a creep would go for, right? Because yeah, just because. Cray Cray says, I'm being nice in here. I'm big mad at Jen. Listen, Aunt Cray, you are free to have any opinion you want, for real. All of you guys. But with her statement, do you believe she needs charged with something? I mean, she allowed this man to sleep with her daughter even when she wasn't in the bed. It's hard for me to answer that because part of me says her punishment is a lifelong punishment already. And then part of me says, yeah, I do. So I'm not really sure. I'm kind of angry about the fact that Madeline was ever in the bed with him. I find that so disturbing and disgusting. She's 12 years old, and I find it so disturbing and disgusting. He openly talks about snuggling her. This isn't a baby, you guys. This is a, 12 and 13-year-old, or all the way from 9, but she's a preteen. Do you know what I mean? The only thing I have an issue with the mom is due to allowing the daughter to sleep in the same bed as her boyfriend. I don't know. You are being fair, Alex, but unfortunately, I'd have it in me to be this fair, even if she overlooked means to me she knew and made her choice. Hey, cutie pie, good morning. Teacup says, Mayla's mom, I'm biased. I grew up with a mom who was a toxic optimist and embraced denial, so I can't help but think she knew. I feel the mom is in denial, but don't want to admit it happened because that means she looked the other way and didn't protect her child. Maybe she's feeling guilty for not doing what she should have as a. Oh, I completely agree with that clause. I think you're dead on with that. I've given her grace as well. However, she let him sleep in the bed with her young daughter. That's really hard to justify for me. I agree. Okay, I'm going to jump to the bottom. Hey, Misty, because I want us to get to this interview. We're going to listen to it all, and it's kind of long. So, we love you, Aunt Cray. Also, like I said, I was going to play it from SoundCloud, but Criminality uploaded it, and I'm going to play it from there. I think it'll just be easier. And also, it gives me the opportunity to tell you guys about my friend's channel. Hey, Tiff. Hey, Amy. I agree with that. Tell y'all about my friend's channel, Criminality. So she's been covering this. She's been covering Delphi. She's been covering Kieran Reed. If you haven't heard of her, I think you guys would like it. Even your own birth parents, it's weird to share the bed with them at that age. Never mind mom's boyfriend. Listen, I have the most amazing parents, mom and dad, and I slept with them for too long. I think I was in bed. I slept with them till I was like 8. But once I became like 10, 11, 12 years old, my relationship with my dad somewhat shifted. And there was a little bit of time period where we had some distance in between us, right? Because he was very careful about never like making me feel uncomfortable. Never like he would never have laid in the bed with me. I don't know. I just think that I don't know. I don't like it, but yes, she does deep dives. Yes, she does. Okay, let's go ahead and get started on this interview.
Case number 24-11.
Prepare. You might need like a little trash can beside you because his voice will make you absolutely sick.
1313. Today's date is February 27, 2024. The time is 19:16 hours. We're in Kissimmee speaking with Stephan Stearns. Okay, so I know that you already spoke to the other detective, right? About
yes, he is.
Everything that kind of happened today. If you can just kind of go over it with us one more time. The timeline from like when you guys woke up and took her to school and all that.
So we woke up early. The plan was that we were going to get McDonald's breakfast on the way, so we made amazingly good time.
I don't mean to interrupt you, okay? Neither of us were here yesterday, so if you can be kind of like specific about like times and stuff like that, okay?
Woke up around 7:15, somewhere around there.
Hey, Humanimal. No, you guys are all free to feel however you want to feel. Voice it in the chat. I understand the emotions and the anger from this. And what I mean is I'm not going to just assume that she knew that it went as far as it went, especially after hearing, I do think she was in denial. I don't know. Is it possible that she absolutely knew? Yes. So I want to just wait until we know from police for sure. That's all. Okay.
Which is an early start for
right
us,
now I'm focusing on hating this nasty mother.
So we want to make good time. We did make good time. We got out the door maybe 7:30, 7:45-ish maybe. Got over to that area. She was asleep in the car most of the time, just snoozing until we got there. We got to McDonald's. We're close to McDonald's. I said, "You still want it?" Wasn't interested in the McDonald's anymore, so we continued on. And she wanted to be dropped off a little down the ways from the school. She's got this phase that she's been into lately where she's very particular about what car she's seen getting out of in front of the school. She prefers her mom's car, but my cars are, I guess, kind of hoopties.
My cars are kind of hoopties, and she's in a phase where she doesn't want to be dropped off in front of the school. She's very particular about which car she's getting out of. I can believe that to a degree, but it's very convenient. But teenagers are weird like that. My teenager is so weird about that stuff. It is very frustrating. Like half the time he won't even look at me or say hi to me when I see him at the school. So I don't know. Kids, they are particular, but I find it
I
convenient.
get it. It's an image thing. But that was sometime probably between 8:20 and 8:40-ish, somewhere in there. It was along the stretch of the road that on the right side that has all the communities on it.
Mhm.
Before you get to the overpass. You could see the overpass from where it was.
Mhm.
So it was on that side in that stretch of road, and that's where I dropped her off. She said she was going to go wait for her friends. She was going to find them and hang out and wait for her friends. And I asked if that was going to be okay. She said, yeah, it's fine. Kids get dropped off early enough as it is. So it's not totally unusual for that to happen. It's just not usually that early that I drop her off. I
Mhm.
do school runs every once in a while for her. I said, okay, let her out. Have a good day. Love you. Thanks. Love you too. And I turned around and was driving away and was
Love you. Look at that beautiful baby. That's one of my favorite
watching her in my
pictures of her.
rearview mirror to make sure that she was going where she was supposed to go. And she was moving in that direction, but she was rummaging around in her backpack or something. What I assumed was probably headphones or something like that. But I found out later that she forgot her phone here, so she may have been rummaging for her phone. But she was still kind of making her way towards that direction, so it looked okay. Looked like any other day. And I just continued on.
Okay. When you said you dropped her off, like in the area, kind of like where exactly did you drop her off?
So if you pull down the street going towards the school,
Mhm.
you've got that whole strip of communities on the right side there.
Mhm.
It was in that stretch of sidewalk there. We pulled in and maybe about halfway up the street or so, and she was like, right here's good.
Was it like in one of the apartment complexes, the
Not
church?
in, it was outside from the apartment. It was just on the sidewalk on the side of the road there, just like a tuck and roll,
Okay, so like if I were to be on the road, where, like, what do you remember seeing that you dropped her off at?
I remember the overpass is up ahead.
Mhm.
The sidewalk was on the right, row of trees. There's, I think, a median in the middle.
Mhm.
And then there was another community maybe across from that before you get to the church.
Mhm.
So it was like before the church.
So Town Loop Boulevard's that street that connects to the school.
Yeah,
Is that the street that you?
He basically is trying to claim that he just stopped in the middle of the road and let her out of the car. He calls it a tuck and roll. In a minute, you're going to hear that, and there's some confusion. But he's basically saying that he just stops in the middle of the road and lets her out, like at the sidewalk next to the road. There's like no parking lot or no particular place to just drop.
That's Town Loop Boulevard, right? That's the one that.
And where's the school located here?
School's right here.
School's right there. Okay, so the school would be on the left in this case. Here's the overpass.
So you guys came from this side?
Yeah, we
Okay.
came from Town Loop, I think, which is Town Center. Yeah, so we made a right here and then pulled somewhere about.
So you came from Town Center and turned onto Town Loop.
Yeah, where's the church? Is this the church here?
There is
yep,
that's the church. Yeah.
Okay, so we weren't up to the church yet. So we were pulled on to here, and then we pulled maybe about halfway up here, and I dropped her off somewhere in this area here.
And she walked from there to the school?
Yeah.
It's a pretty long way.
It's maybe a block or so, but it's not out of the ordinary for her. She likes to do that sometimes. She likes the cold weather. She was wearing her hoodie. She likes the cold walks.
So you dropped her off near Lilac? Does that sound right?
Yeah, it wasn't at a cross street. It was just a bit of the sidewalk there.
So did you merge into the sidewalk, or did you stop in the middle of the street, or?
I just pulled over to the sidewalk there. Let her hop out.
How often do you drop her off?
This might be the 5th or 6th time I've ever done it.
Okay. And when you drop her off, where do you normally drop her off at?
Normally down the street from the school. She requests that a lot.
Like the same area or somewhere else?
Especially if it's sometimes in the church parking lot, sometimes just wherever she tells us to let her out. as long as it's close, you know.
So it's halfway between Town Loop and Town Center and the church.
Yeah, it's just in this stretch right here. Like we got about maybe halfway up and
Okay.
it was there.
The McDonald's that you guys were gonna stop at, did you pull into the plot point?
No, she 86 the idea before we even got there.
What do you mean by 86?
Poo-pooed the idea, didn't want it anymore.
Okay.
Wasn't in the mood anymore.
At any point while
You
you were
notice
driving,
the language he uses? It's like like I can just listen to him. He sounds like a teenager. Like she 86. I don't know. Just there's other times where that happens too. I kept thinking last night, like, why are you using like these like this slang with police? Like this is a professional setting. Can you not just speak like an adult? It's interesting. But it all goes back to, you know, what kind of predator he is. Look at him. He's on Reddits, on these Reddit groups, ask, you know, advice for teen groups. That's the kind of predator he is. He's literally, I don't know. Let me just let it keep playing. It's so sick.
driving to the school, did you make a U-turn?
Yeah, I tried to sell her on McDonald's one more time because I was still kind of hungry, but at that point she was also just wanting to get to school.
Okay.
So I
Where
turned right back around.
where did you make that U-turn at?
Actually, the school park, not the school parking lot, the church parking lot. I pulled into that, turned around, and pulled back out. Did a UE there and went back to the McDonald's. She still wasn't having it. And that's when we came back. See, the McDonald's is on the same town loop or town center. It connects to the same road that the,
Mm-hmm.
That the school's on?
Yeah,
So
so
Town
it's like a straight shot.
So you guys came from, just so I can kind of get a good visualization, Town Center, and where did you come from? Town Center.
Town center. So where's the McDonald's? I'm so bad at reading these. I'm sorry. So we
This
came.
is all Town Center.
So we came across on Town Loop, I believe. Is that the school that is that the road that the school is on?
No, this is Town Center. So you
Okay.
said you were on Town Center, and then you made a right on Town Loop, which is
Yeah.
the one that takes you to the school,
Yes, correct.
right? But what I'm saying is before Town Loop, or I'm sorry, for Town Center, what street did you take?
I'm so sorry. I'm bad with the streets around here.
How do you usually get to the school?
I just take John Young and then wait till I see the McDonald's and make a left there and then follow that around and that goes straight into the
He does sound so unbelievable. And let me just pause and let's take a second. I know we have a lot to listen to, but let's remember here, she never made it out of the house alive. Oh my gosh, wait, there's another article or another thing I wanted to show that talks about camera footage that saw her slumped over to the left. And police knew when they saw this, because Stearns was trying to say she was asleep in the car. They knew that this like positioning slumped over to the left was not a normal, natural way for her to be sleeping in the car. I'll try to find that, but that did also come out. But look here, you guys. We don't know what happened. We do not know, you know, from Sunday night what happened. Supposedly he goes over to help her get ready for school and stuff like that. I mean, just saying that makes me want to throw up. That's just disgusting. Just thinking about him being the one caring for her, but we really don't know. We do not know, but she definitely did not leave the house alive that morning. There was no McDonald's. There was none of this. None of it is true.
Just use the landmarks and I don't memorize the street names.
Is that JYP?
Yeah, so this is JYP.
I mean, at the McDonald's, you turn right?
And then you said you made a left at the McDonald's? So that's
so
Jungyoung Parkway. You're going north
left
on
at
Jungyoung.
McDonald's and then go around, and then that shoots straight into the road that she's on.
Okay. Because that's,
I believe that's the correct road.
yeah, well, that's the fastest way to get there. But you told me you came from Town Center and Town Loop.
I'm sorry, I don't know the street names.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
So,
I'm doing my
No,
best.
that's okay. So now that we know that you came from Jungyoung Parkway and you made a left on Town Loop,
Mhm.
so you passed the
So,
McDonald's.
Yeah, that was when she said no to McDonald's the first time.
So you guys keep on going on Town Loop.
Yeah. But at that point, we still had a lot of time to kill. Very early.
So what did you guys do?
Drove towards a school, made a U-turn, came back, tried to do the McDonald's thing again. She didn't want it.
So
I-
where
I-
did you,
I
one more
did
time,
give
where
her-
did you do the U-turn at?
It probably was right by the church because
He
it was
doesn't
still
know
way
because
too
there
early
was
for
no
school.
U-turn. Sorry.
So it was on that stretch of road. I mean, they had the median there and a
Tipsy.
separation, so that left turn where the church is, they make the U-turn there.
Hey, Andrea. Good morning.
And then after you dropped her off, what did you do?
Stayed, talked to her for a minute. Made sure, is it all right that you're going early? Because it was still early.
Mm-hmm.
She said, yeah, it's fine. I'm gonna hang out, wait for my friends to get there, which she does sometimes. So it didn't sound, outrageous or anything.
Just knowing how full of shit he is right here just makes this so hard to listen to. And it's so like enraging.
That was it. Told her to have a good
Pastor,
day.
is
loved
it all
her.
right that you're going early?
She told me she loved me too. I turned around to leave, and I was watching her in my rearview mirror. She looked like she was walking in the right direction. She was rummaging in her bag a little bit, like I said, but still sort of just shambling in the right direction while she was doing it. So it looked normal. It looked okay.
Okay.
Okay. And then what did you do after you left the area?
I left to go to the local vape shop because I needed some more vape juice. They weren't quite open yet, so
Yeah, Tiff.
I ended up going back home. Waited about an hour or so, and then went back and checked the vape shop again. It was open, so I got what I needed there. And, came back.
Do you remember what time you came home?
Didn't he say that about the phone too, though? It's like he realized it in the moment.
The first time was probably
Yes, Adrian, this is the first interview
right around
on
10,
February
close
the
to it.
27th.
And then I waited here and went back to the vape shop. Probably finished at the vape shop and came back home again a little after 11.
Okay. You said the first time that you hung out was a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Was there when you got here at
Yes.
10? Okay.
I think so. She might have been at her blood appointment. Let me double check. I know she had a blood appointment at some point during the day.
It's okay. We don't have to ask her right now.
Sorry, everything's a blur.
So she might have been here. She might not have been here
I
the first
believe
time.
she was here because she was sleeping in as much as she possibly could because she's been messed up with her work schedule. So she had to be here.
So speaking of Jen, I just want to take a second. We're going to listen to the rest of this, but I did not finish that article with you guys. And let me jump back over to that for a second. We're just going back and forth. I think this will be there might be one more thing I want to touch on, but I have to look. So Stephan Stearns, Jen Soto, did not look for Madeline when she was reported missing, Stearns tells police. In an interview with police, Stearns says he and Jen, quote, stayed local, unquote, while the rest of her family went out to physically look for Madeline. An officer asked Stephan if he and Jen had driven together or separately, and he said he didn't think they had driven anywhere at all. He said he was zonked out on anxiety medication and was unable to recall where he was. Quote, my brain was mush. I was on so many tranquilizers to keep me stabilized, he said, according to the interview. He also goes on to say, I was having those rolling panic attacks and breaking down crying. I bet you were, buddy. God, he infuriates me. All right.
I'll double check, but yeah, I believe she was here.
And then what time did you say you left again to the smoke shop?
Maybe after an hour or so, maybe 11 or so.
Okay. And then what time did you get to the smoke shop?
It's maybe 10 minutes away, so not long after that. Stopped in, got some juice.
What's the name of the smoke shop?
Eastman Runway.
Okay.
It's just over John Young. It's not far from the school.
And then after the smoke shop, what did you do? Okay, for how long?
At least until maybe 12:30, 12:45-ish, something like that.
And then what'd you do after that?
I had a couple errands to run over on 192. She was talking about making a BJ shopping list. She just wanted to make sure I was back in time for us to both go pick up. So I was visiting some card shops around the area on 192. I'm kind of a nerd, so we had a new trading card game release, and I was seeing what the situation
I'm
was.
kind of a nerd.
Do you remember what
Hey,
places
girls,
you
hanging out.
visited?
Yeah, Coliseum of Comics. Stopped by a couple Targets, and I was going to go to House Rules Games down by Oak and 192,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't make it that far. I got a flat tire on the way.
Do you remember where you got your flat tire?
It was on 192. I pulled into one of those plazas somewhere. It's been about 10 years since I switched out a tire, though, so I made a lot of rookie mistakes and ended up pinning my thumb between the frame and the jack. Yeah, I'm lucky it's not a lot worse than it could have been.
Hmm.
Do you remember the name of the plaza by any chance?
So does he have some kind of injury on his hand? He says he pinned his thumb between the jack and something else.
Do you remember like what stores were in this
It
plaza?
was like right before you got to Oak, though, so it was one of those little stores.
Yes, claws. Agree.
And then
but I did
after
not
that?
make it back in time because of that. I thankfully had the spare. I put that on and tried to get back in time, but caught every red light on the way. She ended up leaving to pick up Maddie without me. I was about 10 minutes late on it. I called her and let her know what happened. I apologized profusely because I promised I'd be there with her to go pick her up.
That's kind of interesting.
Sat and waited.
He promised Jen he would be there to go with her to pick up Maddie. And because of the incident with his flat tire, he didn't make it. He was about 10 minutes late. So he called Jen and apologized profusely because he had said he was going to be there. It's really not that big of a deal. That's just an interesting way that he said that. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm reading too much into this and I really don't need to do that, but it's hard not to.
Hung out, straightened up the house a little bit.
Hey, Kratom Butterfly. Hey, Wolfie. Exactly, Teacup.
What do you mean you got the phone?
Started getting worried. Started making calls to her family. Be on the lookout. She might be walking to you. That's just when everything sort of started going downhill.
Was it?
Did you check on the map the southbound? The Greenville? I'm not sure where Greenville is. I noticed, I'm sorry, she forgot her phone, right? Is it normal for her to not have her phone?
Unfortunately, she's severely ADHD, as am I and her mother.
Mm-hmm.
So she forgot her phone. Is that normal? And then you hear him with the same line Jen gave. She's severely ADHD, as well as I and her mother. You know, it's interesting because we know that you like to take Adderall. We've heard that from your friends. And I think that he's even maybe touched on, I think he's prescribed it, and we may have heard that somewhere. But all this ADHD talking, knowing he likes to take Adderall, just makes me wonder.
It is not uncommon at all, and that very, very usual thing for her to forget things. She'd forget her head if it wasn't screwed on. We're forgetful about, writing her about that. We'll remind her, and then it will leave our mind, and she'll say okay, and then it will leave her mind.
And is she on medication for this stuff?
Normally, yes. She's been staying with her grandparents a lot this week while her mom was working. So she has not been getting her meds a lot.
Okay.
So she was really spacey.
Where's mom working? What changed in her hours that she didn't smoke this thing?
She's training, so it's not a set schedule yet.
Okay.
It's just early this day, late closing training this
So
day.
different hours. Yeah, no, that takes a toll.
So I came up here. She needed help. I split my time between the two places. We did a visit. All needed to be a little happier together.
So he just came to help because they don't live together anymore right now.
This is a great thing. Julie, I think. Just tell me.
And where's the McDonald's?
Right.
So that doesn't. Right? Because the school's up here?
I believe-
Messing up the streets again.
I believe they must have a map or something, on the table.
This one's town center, but town loop.
We're just trying to figure out your direction of travel, right?
I'm so sorry. I'm so bad with that area over there, Hunter's Creek.
You said you made a U-turn
Mm-hmm.
at the church to go see if she wanted McDonald's again, correct?
Yes.
Did you go anywhere else? Because I know you said you had time to kill.
Yeah.
Did you guys go anywhere else?
No, we didn't go anywhere else.
Is there a reason why you would be back on John Young Parkway?
When we tried to go back to McDonald's a second time, we would have made a left over there instead.
This ain't adding up at all. Makes zero sense. Not believable at all.
Just looped around again.
I'm very curious how much they knew at this point.
Made a
I
circle.
think they knew.
Made a circle house. Can you show me on the map?
So
this
going,
is the
going back
McDonald's right
down
here,
to
right?
McDonald's.
That's the McDonald's right there.
So going back down and then just
Yes, I didn't think about the tablet.
straight shot back down.
You would come down this way?
I can't read the map. I'm so sorry.
Yep, I'll go.
Where's the McDonald's?
McDonald's is right here. This is town loop. So this is John Young Parkway. You guys are coming up John
This is
Young.
McDonald's.
Yep.
And the school's on
Sense.
this
Correct. Somewhere over here.
Mhm.
So we come back out
Oh,
here.
I didn't know
there,
that
and
already.
take a straight shot back down to the school in there.
Hey, Cat
They
and Chat.
connect. Town Loop and Town Center connect.
Right.
So it's
So where did you make the U-turn?
Yes, they do.
the U-turn was on the street when we were going to go back to McDonald's. So we drove down to McDonald's here.
Right. So just so I don't get confused, you're going up John Young Parkway, right? You're going northbound.
Originally.
Right. You make a left at the
left
McDonald's.
Go towards the school.
How far did you get before you made the U-turn? So
Who's that? Is this
They
school?
100% know that he's full of it. It's not. None of this is lining up.
yep, that's town center.
They keep
town
letting it.
So we got up to here and then made a U-turn over here. Past the median.
Okay. So
And back to McDonald's.
on Lincoln town loop.
Still time to kill. She still didn't want the McDonald's, but I did give her a raspberry and cheese Danish.
So did you go through the drive-thru? Did you go
No.
inside?
Time to kill. I don't like that either. That phrase, but also, are the raspberry and cream Danishes a thing still? Because some of you guys were saying no. I never even knew they had them. I don't know.
Didn't go inside. She
Where did
just-
you get the Danish from?
Somebody in
Oh,
Florida, let us know. Does your McDonald's have those Danishes?
Okay.
So she wasn't without food totally. So we just continued past it again and turned around and said, screw it, just drop you off early.
Okay, so you came back around to the McDonald's.
And then right onto the school road.
Is that back on John Young
So,
Parkway
yeah,
or
back on the John Young Parkway. comes down here, and then here's town center again.
So then you took town center
Yes.
the second time around.
Yes, and then made a right down to the school.
Do you
Okay.
remember what time you dropped her off?
I estimated it to be sometime between 8:20, 8:40.
Are you on your phone? Do you have Google Maps?
I do, but I wasn't mapsing it.
When you're giving her rides, does she sit in the front or the back?
She sits in the front.
Do you mind if I look at your maps real quick?
Now remember, he willingly gives police his phone to look at, right? But he says, oops, when I was doing the new iOS update, I accidentally factory reset my phone.
To confirm, also, you said, so the second time around, you said you went up John Young Parkway, you went through town center this time. You were right on town. And then you said you
And
dropped
it
her
was
off
right here in this stretch here.
around this area. Okay. Which was before the underpass.
Correct. Before the underpass, just before the church. The church was ahead on the left. The underpass was just beyond that. The school was just on the other side of the underpass. So maybe,
Okay. On the left-hand side.
maybe a block away.
Okay. And you said that that's typical of her to walk that distance?
Yeah, she likes the morning walks when it's cool. She doesn't like being seen getting out of certain cars. You know, middle school, it's an image thing. And she will sometimes like to hang out and wait for her friends. She's known to do that.
Do you mind if I just take a picture of your history?
Yeah, it's fine.
And that time would have
Do you
been,
mind
you said
a
around
picture of your history?
8:20ish, 8:30, sometime between 8:20 and 8:40.
What time does she go into class?
She has to be there no later than 9:15. Doors open at 8.
Okay.
Doors open at 9, I think. And then school officially starts around 9:20 or 9:28, I think.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
And when you dropped her off, is that earlier than typical, later than typical, around the same
Earlier
time?
than typical.
Really?
We had made really good time that morning, and with the subtraction of McDonald's, we had more time than usual.
Okay.
But she said it was okay. She was very confident, convincing that it would be fine.
And you saw what direction she walked to after you dropped her off?
Yeah, it looked like she was moving towards the direction of the school like she was supposed to.
Was she still on the right side of the road, or did she
She
cross
was
over?
when I left her. Yeah, she was still on the right side.
What kind of phone is this?
S23.
I don't know how to work this thing.
I barely know how to work it myself.
I'm an iPhone person.
No,
Is it okay if I go in your settings real quick? I just want to see if you're logged on to your Google.
I am not logged on to my Google with that, actually.
Is it okay if I
You know he's getting nervous when they want to start looking.
Does she have any other devices besides that phone? Any other electronics?
She had her school laptop with her.
Is that still supposed to be
Sherry.
Still supposed to be with her, yes.
there? And what kind of book bag was she carrying?
Black book bag with like grayish blue hibiscus flowers on it, like a print.
Yep, agree, humanimal. I so agree. And I'm
When she leaves in the mornings, where does she usually put her phone?
I just want to pause for a second to just tell you, humanimal. I was so happy to see you in Jen's last night. I felt like I hadn't seen you for a while. And you guys, if you haven't checked out her channel, I dropped it earlier. I'm going to drop it again. Please check it out. She talks about many of the cases we do. I went and looked last night when you came in Jen's. I was like, dang, I hadn't seen her in a minute. And I saw your last live was like a month ago or something, but hopefully she'll be back to it. Not to get off subject or anything, but just wanted to say that because I had thought about it last night. Okay, let's keep listening.
Either in her backpack or like her back pocket, kind of wherever she just thinks to put it at the time.
Where does she usually put his phone? Claws, yes, they do.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt.
I don't know, you've probably been asked already, but she's never ran away or been away for longer than a certain period of time, amount of time.
Well, she's very dependent on us. I don't think she'd know what to do if she did run away.
She's very dependent on us. Oh my God, his voice I just want to shake him. I want to let me just stop because I can just picture my hands like going around. His voice, like,
She's not the type.
You're such a sick freak.
She's a good kid.
Well, Melly, at first she said she didn't recognize anything. Then they say she started to like get visibly upset. So I believe after that was just like at first, and then that's kind of the way I took it. That at first, like she was almost in denial, but then she must have accepted it and she started to kind of have emotional breakdown about it.
Besides the ADHD, is she diagnosed with anything else?
Yeah, she was tested a while back and had some symptoms of autism, so she's potentially on the spectrum there.
Okay.
She was officially diagnosed with it when she was younger, and she was retested and said, well, she shows symptoms of being on the spectrum, but maybe not full-on autistic.
Is this what you use to go places?
Yes.
Nay.
Go
I meant to be
places,
sorry,
search
guys. I tried to
addresses, look at store hours, write reviews. Pretty new phone. Have we had any updates?
We literally have like 50 people right now on scene looking. I don't know if there's any updates. The best person would be the other detective because he's the one that is in charge of all this.
I don't think I've eaten anything since yesterday.
I don't think I've eaten anything since yesterday.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys are worried.
Oh, who cares? Who cares? Does Madeline get to eat anything?
When did you come back to help? Jordan?
Yeah. What do you mean?
Like, because you live down south, right? When did you come back up north to help her?
I just got here this weekend.
Do you remember what day it was?
Sunday.
So Stephan claims he literally just got there so he could help Jen with Madeline, and he hadn't been there. Wow. So this is what you do.
It was her birthday party, so
You're
yeah, it was the evening after her birthday party, Sunday.
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember what time you got here on Sunday?
8:30ish, maybe.
Okay.
Just in time to make sure that she was doing all her nighttime routines.
Wait, hold on.
And waiting for her mom to get home. Just in time to make sure that she was doing all her nighttime
He got there at
routines.
8 or 8:30, just in time to make sure that she was doing all of her nighttime routines. I'm sorry, but this is infuriating, thinking that he was supposed to be there to help and take care of her, and look what he did to her. And Melly Lynn says, I do remember that being quoted as well. Sometimes we need to be reminded. You hear one thing and get caught up. The whole situation is heartbreaking. And I understand. It's a very emotionally charged situation. for a good reason and understandably. You know what I mean? So it's okay. All of you guys are free to have all your opinions. You can say whatever the hell you want in my chat, as long as sometimes YouTube won't let it, like for me anyways, when I start to get cussing and stuff, they'll hold my comments. But as long as YouTube allows you to press send, you can post it. Any opinions, either way, just know that.
I'm waiting for her mom to get home.
Agree, Chica. Yes, he did, Sherry. Poor guy, hey?
You live in North Pole, right?
Granny,
Yeah, I
girl
split my
mom.
time between the two.
Is that on
places.
Snug Street?
Snug Street?
Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense. You have a lot of Snug Street on here.
Yeah, I split my time between the two.
We don't know, Cray. I don't really know yet.
Is that Broward County or?
Sarasota County, I
Sarasota,
believe,
okay.
or Charlotte County, either way. It's my parents' house. They need help these days. They got a house full of poodles. It's chaos. So I needed to come back up here and just get away from that. Between two deaf old people yelling at each other and poodles yapping all the time, it's enough to drive anyone up a
Good
wall.
point, Care Bear.
Just very happy to be back here.
I'm just very happy to be back here. Are you happy to be in jail, buddy?
Did you and your wife, when you guys were looking for, where did you guys look?
Me and her stayed local. It was all the rest of the family that mobilized and was beating the bushes. And
Did you guys drive together or separate?
I don't think we drove anywhere when we were looking.
You didn't drive anywhere?
Not that I recall.
Meaning they didn't go look for her.
Did you guys go anywhere last night?
Nope.
Was that media?
Maybe. I think Fox 35 or something was filming.
Yeah.
Let me, if it is, let me tell him to move it.
I don't recall. You have to ask her if we went anywhere. I don't recall. I was so zonked out on Ativan at that point. She said it was a wreck. I don't
And
think.
this would have been when?
Now, this is part of, remember I read you guys that quote. He was so zonked out on Ativan. He was such a wreck. He doesn't remember if they went anywhere, but he doesn't think they did. No, they're not married. I don't know why she said wife, but so you guys didn't look for her. Now, this is part, I will say, those of you who, feel your way about Jen, I'm just trying out of respect for everybody and for Madeline to be careful with that. But I have to be honest with you guys. That is one thing that kind of was alarming to me. Of course, he didn't go look. He knows. But why wouldn't Jen want to go look? Now, then again, I know that police tell parents, stay at home in case they come home. They have people out looking, and that could definitely be why. For me, I wouldn't stay at home anyways, but that could be a good legitimate reason that she didn't go look. But I did notice that and kind of, I'm just taking it all in, I guess.
I don't recall us going anywhere last night, but honestly, at that point, my brain was mush, and I was on so many tranquilizers to keep me
Hey,
stable.
Sprinkled Donut.
You said Ativan?
Yeah.
Do you usually take that or?
Yeah, I have a prescription. I haven't needed it in a long time, but
What's that for?
anxiety.
Okay.
I was having these rolling panic attacks and breaking down crying, and I just.
Wait, anxiety attacks and breaking down crying. I will read the comments I'm responding to. I usually try to do that because many people watch and don't watch chat. I usually listen and don't watch chat a lot of times while I'm doing stuff. The only thing that it said was, wait, are they married? And I said, no, I don't believe they are married. I don't know why she's saying your wife when referring to Jen. He couldn't drive because he had anxiety, Gia says, right. Melly says the one couple that was just charged for their son going into that school was a first step. Waiting on a day legislation passes laws that holds accountable the parents protecting their children. Claus, I still feel you would win the voice. Hound Lover says, things can still happen. My cousin is a CO at a Supermax. He says it's possible to keep them separated. I don't know what you're referring to, so I'm sorry. Teacup says she may be so codependent that she would only go with him. It's certainly possible, and I know you guys know people like that, but I don't know. I just don't know, guys.
And it's the only way I could get to sleep last night. And then again this afternoon. That's why I missed your calls. I'm sorry. I was looking at a van and conked out. It's the only time when I'm not crying. I'm conked out. Get to sleep last night.
Okay.
I was having these rolling panic attacks and breaking down crying, and
I was having these rolling panic attacks and breaking down crying. Why, Stephan? Why? Because you knew what the hell you did and you was about to get caught? Or is it because you had some sick love for her? You thought of her as your girlfriend, and now you know what you've done and you regret it? I don't know. But I don't feel a bit damn sorry for him crying, his anxiety, any of the bullshit. I'm honestly sick of hearing it. There's a missing damn child at this point, and you're so focused on your anxiety and how upset you are.
Okay.
Idiot.
Here you go. And it's the only way I could get to sleep last night.
Oh, God.
And then again this afternoon. That's why I missed your calls. I'm sorry. I was looking at a van and conked out.
Took an out of a van and conked out.
It's the only time when I'm not crying.
The only time I'm not crying. Jesus. No, he doesn't have anxiety at all. He has anxiety about getting caught is what I think, in my opinion, but that's just me.
It's okay if I just pop down real quick.
Is it okay if I just pop down real quick? Oh, shut up. What's a rolling panic attack? Trio girl mom? I don't know. Not a damn clue.
So we're trying to get just a good idea of times, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm so sorry. I'm giving my best recollections. I'm not a morning person as it is. So a lot of the times.
Nobody
best
gives a
guess.
damn if you're a morning person, you idiot. There's a missing child at this point. I'm so sick of him. I don't know how they just sit there and listen to him.
but we know that
Yeah,
you
so-
go up Jungyoung Parkway down. That's the road you usually take.
Yeah.
To take her, and then you make a left at that McDonald's, right, which is the
Yeah.
town loop.
You can make a left to get there either at the McDonald's or at Town Center itself. They both lead to the school.
So if you leave her at, just so you get a sense of direction, Jungyoung Parkway goes northbound and
Mhm.
southbound. So you're going northbound
Mhm.
into Orange County, making a left at the McDonald's, which is the town loop. You said when you did drop her off at that medium, you said it was around 8:20, 8:30-ish, somewhere around that time.
Somewhere in there. Yeah. It was early, but not outrageously early,
So what would you estimate when you made a left at the McDonald's to be?
After I dropped her off?
No, I'm saying when you dropped her off.
Oh, first left by that McDonald's.
Yeah, when you first go, that first left that you make at the McDonald's.
Had to have been around maybe 8, maybe quarter after 8, sometime in there.
Okay.
Sometime between 8 and a quarter after, I think.
All right. So just so it's, you can kind of picture it here on the map. So you're going northbound. You make a left here around like 8:10, 8:15. Let's say 8:15, around there. When you get over here, you make a U-turn, you go back to the McDonald's. But you said that she still doesn't want the
Still
McDonald's.
doesn't want it. She was just going to eat the Danishes that I had given her.
So you're going up here now, still northbound on Jungyoung Parkway.
Mhm.
You make a left at Town Center this time,
Town Center, then make,
Then
a,
make a
right
right.
onto,
Mhm.
yes.
and
the
then you
school
drop
road.
her off
And then
around like
dropped her off around halfway up the road there.
So keep in mind, all of this is still northbound,
Okay.
right? You're still northbound on Jungyang Parkway.
Okay.
So why is your car seen going southbound at 8:10?
Oh,
At I'll show you what location it is. McDonald's is over here.
Mm-hmm.
At 8:10, your car is seen going southbound at this intersection. So meaning going toward Kissimmee.
Mm-hmm. I had forgotten I had forgotten my gate clicker. I'm sorry. I forgot. I had gone back to the house real quick after we left because I forgot my gate clicker. I actually had to go through the front gate and use my parking pass to grab my clicker. So it was the wrong time. I'm sorry. Like I said, I was guesstimating these times. I'm not a morning person.
Okay.
So yes, we've gone out.
How far did you get before you came back down that when you realized you forgot your
so I
clicker?
just want to tell you guys something quickly. We're going to listen to all of this, but you know, I know that there have been a lot of documents that have been released, including some stuff from Jen's statement. And I'm grabbing some screenshots from where other channels have put those out because I'm having a hard time obtaining those myself. I will get them, but we're going to look at those after. So just know there's going to be a few things to look at after, including some with Jen and her denial of the situation.
Nearly
I'm getting this
all the way,
now.
nearly all the way to the school.
So hold tight because you'll definitely want to see them.
And then we turned around. We had plenty of time to kill, so
Stop saying that.
there was time
Idiots.
to go back. I rushed back, got the clicker, and that's when I came back here this
So
way.
you guys came back here to get your clicker.
Correct.
So when we look at the cameras in the front, it's going to show you coming back in
Correct.
here with her in the
yes,
car.
with her in the passenger seat.
Okay.
Yes.
I know it sounds like we're asking you stupid questions, okay? We
No,
just want to
it's okay.
verify the
I'm
time.
sorry, I'm-
Yeah, with her in the passenger seat. And you're going to say she's asleep. And we all know she wasn't asleep. She was slumped over, leaning to the left, deceased already.
Not being more help. I'm not a morning person. I
Nobody
have to
cares
sleep
if
as
you're a
it was.
morning person, you whiny little baby
Trying.
bitch.
The clickers to get where?
So into our neighborhood.
Okay. And you forgot the clicker where?
I had forgotten the clicker here.
So how did you get in?
Able to use my parking sticker for them to scan to let me through.
Okay. So could you not have done that after you dropped her off?
And I'm
I
gonna
could
show
have,
you
but
some
I
court
also like to
documents
come
in a
back in
second.
from the back gate a lot
What
of the time.
Screenshotting now that we'll touch on that footage and what they saw.
I'm saying I didn't know if I would be back right away. And sometimes they're busy up front, so it's better not to wait in the line.
What time is security usually there at the front gate?
They were there when I came through. He scanned my ticket.
So would it have not just made more sense to drop her off and come back since security's already there?
I don't know if it made more sense. It's just what I did.
There you go.
Oh, thank you.
Anything else that we haven't asked that you feel is important? Maybe that might help us out.
I'm sorry. I'm having trouble recollecting everything.
I'm going to step away for a second.
Anything that you remember maybe she might have told you?
She didn't mention anything in particular. I made a joke about her Crocs. She wears Crocs and socks. We were joking about
Yeah,
that.
I bet you did.
Would you say she's usually like a happy, go lucky girl?
Very
or-
happy. She brings a lot
He
of
is
joy.
awfully whiny. Well, I'm getting
Girl.
mad because I'm seeing these
It definitely doesn't feel
court
the same around here if
documents
she's not
too,
here.
and it's frustrating. It's really frustrating.
She was so happy too. She was looking forward to my visit here. She was looking forward to us all being together. She was just happy. She was just very happy.
Oh,
I loved her like she was my own.
and is she the only child, or does she have siblings?
She
I
is
loved
my
her like she was my own. Okay.
child, yes.
Do you have any kids with anyone else, or
No.
No. so she's kind of?
Is what we call me.
So you'd say you guys have a pretty good relationship.
Wait till y'all see this stuff.
Definitely a
This
very
is
strong bond.
infuriating. Unbelievable.
Just dating.
But I'm the person she goes to when her mom gets.
So you guys have a pretty good relationship.
Definitely have a very strong bond.
Just
But
dating.
I'm the person she goes to when
Wow.
her mom gets in a fight with her and she needs someone to comfort her. And
Mhm.
and that
Zoe,
person-
they kind I get what
How's the
I kinda
relationship
do.
with mom?
good most of the time.
had a really strong bond.
Puberty not long
Okay.
ago, so she's getting the PMS mood swings, and when her mom gets them too, they butt heads,
What?
as well as you can expect. But otherwise, very loving. Very loving.
Very loving.
This girl knows
Creep. You are
nothing but
such a
love here in
creep.
this house. She hardly ever hears
This
the word.
girl knows nothing but love here in this house. She hardly ever hears the word no. Really, Stephan? Is that what you call love? What you've been doing to that baby since she was 8 years old?
Double-edged sword that is.
You guys wait till I show you
How's
these
she in school?
documents. There's more than what I can find, but
So.
the ones
She's
I've
so
gotten.
sweet.
Like grade
She's,
wise,
she's
or
doing a lot
behavior-wise?
better though. Apparently, she just made
Frustrating.
student of the week.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, so we're very proud of her. And she's doing singing, choir, and she's sounding just amazing. She sang for me last night, and I immediately wanted to show her the movie Sister
She
Act.
sang for me
because
last
of her
night.
choir singing. It was so pretty.
It was
reminded
so,
me-
oh God.
told her I was
I
very
cannot
proud of her.
stand this dude. He's such a lying creep. I'm sorry. Let me shut up.
Does she have does she like video games, anything like that?
She does like video games. Yeah, she plays Roblox, Minecraft.
Hey, Rachel.
I think those are the two big ones that I know of.
You don't know her to like ever have any friends on there that she talks to, anything
She
like that?
does. She does group chats. She does like voice chatting. too
Exactly,
on it,
Sarah.
usually with like her cousins. or
Sometimes
her
love is
friends.
saying no.
They'll all be
Let me
playing
just pause
Roblox
for
or
a second.
something.
You know what? Let's take a break. Well, we got only 3 minutes left. We'll finish the 3 minutes. I can't wait to show you these documents that explain all the things we've been hearing about in these articles. I found some of the documents from that. And it's on a channel some of you guys will remember was from some Tisha stuff, but we're going to look at them anyways and drop the channel link. We'll get there in a second. But Sarah says sometimes love is saying no, and you are so right. That's exactly right. You know, sometimes love is doing what's best for your kids. Kids don't know what's best for them. We do. I tell my kids this all the time. You know, you think that they think it's okay they would eat chocolate all day long, stay up until 3 a.m. But I know that they need to have, a well-balanced diet and plenty of sleep and things like that. So, that's just one example. You have to say no to your kids. When you don't and you start becoming your kid's friend and giving them their way all the time, that's when they become just the most spoiled, rotten little brats. And trust me, I have experience with children like this who have not been disciplined at all and who have been kind of just free to do whatever they want. And it's hard. And it honestly puts the kid at a disadvantage.
Yelling at each other on the phone.
Hey, Sarah. Good morning. Well, Care Bear,
When's the last time you all lived together?
oh, it's frustrating.
December.
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 You said the reason was for your parents down there.
Yeah, going down to help them because they're getting on in age and they're making their end of life plans and they need someone to help out.
Can you lock your phone again?
Sure.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Sorry, are you guys done?
No. Okay.
The other detective mentioned that you did not have your phone yesterday.
Correct.
Tell me about that.
I left my phone at home in the morning too. I was so busy riding her
Yeah, we
over
know
and
you
get us
did,
out the
buddy.
door on time that I left my phone. She left her phone. We
Okay.
both left our phones.
Did you have your phone when you went to the smoke shop?
Not the first time after I dropped her off. I was still without it. I got my phone and went back to the smoke shop
Okay.
later when I got home.
And then I also noticed, I was checking your call history. I noticed that you don't have anything before this morning. Is that unusual on your phone?
No, it's a new phone. Stupid. I went to do an update yesterday morning, and I don't know what the fuck. Pardon me. I don't know what the heck I did, but somehow during the massive OS update, I managed to factory reset my phone and lose all of my contacts, all my information.
Mm-hmm. What time was that? Do you remember?
Oh, sometime while I was hanging out with her, I looked at her and said, "What did I just do?"
Okay.
She might know better. I don't know what time it was. It was when I was here with.
Okay. I don't think I have any other questions.
Accidental factory
Do you
reset.
know
I
those?
don't know where my head was yesterday. It was so far up my backside.
That's okay. We understand. In the meantime, while we're waiting for all this to get sorted out, I am going to hold on to your phone, okay? I'll give it back to you when we're done. Okay? Do you have any questions for us?
How long are you gonna need my phone?
I'm not sure. I'm waiting for my supervisor to call.
Oh, he's not
my
happy.
dad. It's just my dad's using that to get a hold of me and get updates.
They can call Jen's phone.
About
Did the other detective give you his business card?
I believe so.
Okay, well, here's mine in case you want it for any reason.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, you lying sick. Okay, so now we're going to go over and look at some of these documents. I screenshot the channel, the docket obtained these. So maybe one of the mods can drop his link and we are going to just look at what he obtained. Just some of them. So if you don't mind, please drop the link in the chat, somebody. Let me see. Let me just specifically ask. B Crumbs, will you get that link for me? That way not everybody, all of you guys aren't getting it and dropping it, which all of you can. That would be fine too. But okay, so here we go, you guys. We got a few things to look at here I want to show you. So here is, these are documents that come from the search warrant. And they can call Jen's phone. I know. I love that too, Riley. Yeah, well, I know, Lil Red, but he got him, and I want us to look at him. It's the only place I can find him. I've looked everywhere. I've even been on the county website this morning. I don't know. Bendy maybe can help me, because I can't find them. I've even searched on Scribe to see if somebody uploaded them over there. Couldn't find them there. I was going to ask you, Lil Red, if you could look on Pacer. But anyways, so here's the application and affidavit for the search warrant. So they wanted a cheek swab from Stephan, blood, saliva, and skin cells from him, photographs and swabs of his genitals, and the clothing that he wore. So there we get to see what they took from him. Thank you, B Crumbs. I appreciate that so much. Now let's keep going because I didn't grab everything. There's a whole lot more over there. You can go to his channel to see it all, but I grabbed the things I thought that we definitely wanted to see. So they say, upon my arrival, I contacted deputies who were waiting for the forensics unit to arrive to execute the search warrant. While Orange County was serving a search warrant on the premises, a subsequent search warrant was executed on Stephan's cellular phone. Upon reviewing the contents of his phone, it was discovered several images were saved in a Google Drive. A separate search warrant was served to Google upon the receipt of the contents of the Google Drive. There were several images and videos which depicted an apparent child with her breast, vagina, and God forgive me, I'm so sorry to even have to read this, and her bottom opening as the focal point of the pictures and the videos. But we're going to get more into Jen's statement and stuff with most of these. Okay. Blank stated if she needed a good... Jen stated, hold on, I think I had these backwards. Hold on, we'll go to that one in a second. Oh, well, no, we're going to get back to this. I'll read this one, but we're going to circle back around to this in a second. So Jen stated if she needed a good night's sleep due to her anxiety, she would ask Stephan and Maddie to sleep in a different bedroom privately in their own room. Orange County detectives had previously shown Jen photographs of Stephan's penis for identification purposes. Jen did not want to believe Madeline and Stephan were engaged in sexual activity. She asked to see the image of Stephan and Maddie. I pulled out a printed picture from Stephan's Google Drive that showed Madeline with Stephan's penis in her mouth. Jen said she didn't recognize anything in the picture, as if she was in denial. However, she became visibly upset. I asked her additional questions unrelated to this particular case. I excused myself and told her I was going to talk with Stephan. I contacted Stephan in an interview room in the sheriff's office. He was asleep when I entered the room along with Captain Ilgen. After introducing ourselves, I explained the reason why we were speaking with him. I read him his Miranda warnings, which we waived and agreed to speak with us. He waived and agreed to speak with us. Stephan stated he had known Jen for several years and they dated most of that time. I asked him what the sleeping arrangements were within the home. Stephan stated blank typically sleeps with blank. Maddie typically sleeps with blank in blank's bed. Stephan stated, I guess, with mom in mom's bed. Stephan stated Jen wanted them all to sleep in the same bed when he returned from being away for several months. Stephan stated Maddie always needed human contact when going to sleep. He referred to it as snuggling. As the interview went on, I asked him if Maddie has ever been sexually active with anyone in the past. Stephan stated there was an incident when she was much younger. Stephan said blank did something with a phone or camera, but she wasn't scolded for it. Oh, interesting that he tries to throw that out there. Now here we go. Jen completed a sworn statement with Orange County deputies. She stated she saw Maddie getting ready for school. She stated Stephan took her to school and dropped her off close to the school. She said Stephan dropped Maddie off on Town Loop Boulevard. So here we see she definitely said in a sworn written statement that at 8 a.m. she saw Maddie getting ready for school. We know that at 7:30, Stephan was at the dumpsters throwing away her book bag. Jennifer, which they did a horrible job redacting that, look. Jennifer completed a sworn statement to Orange County deputies to the following. She stated on February 26th, she saw Maddie getting ready for school. So she told that to police because I had wondered this whole time. Did she just say that to the news? Surely to God, she's not going to lie to police. Surely to God, right? No, she did. Fucking believable. She said Stephan dropped Maddie off on Town Loop Boulevard. She never came out of the school and she went to pick her up. I'm going to get these papers so we can go through them all because it's kind of hard to read like this. On February 27th, Detective Hunt from Orange County Sheriff's Office received information that blank did not report to school on the previous day. Maddie. Detective Tagler with the Orange County Sheriff's Office was also asked to assist with interviewing Stephan. He confronted Stephan about his locations during the interview, but Stephan would provide answers that did not match up to his vehicle locations. Stephan provided consent to search his phone. However, the factory reset. Detective Tagler asked Stephan a second time if he consented to the download of his phone, and he agreed and provided his passcode. Tagler then proceeded to the security gate at Venetian Bay to review video. Upon reviewing the security video, trigger warning, you guys, I'm sorry, and I don't even like to do that. It's true crime, but this is tough stuff. Upon reviewing the security video, Tagler observed Stephan's vehicle exiting the complex with a female wearing a green sweater in the front passenger seat. The female was slumped over to her left, which is an abnormal way for a person to be seated in a vehicle. So that I was telling you guys about, and that is why I grabbed this. My grace for Jen is now over. I understand you guys. I know, Kathy, I'm right there. Well, I hadn't seen these. When we were listening to the interview, I was still searching, trying to find them, and just started looking on YouTube at the people who had videos about it. And it's the only one that I have found so far. But we will get these documents in full. They had arranged for Jennifer and Stephan to be transported there for a press conference. I was shown the contents of Stephan's Google Drive, where one folder that appeared dedicated to Madeline, I guess it's redacted, contained over, that's my guess, 1,700 files. A majority of these photographs and videos showed her in different sexual positions. Based upon these images, detectives began to author an arrest warrant. Due to the fact that most of these images appeared to have occurred at the residence of where they lived, probable cause was provided to the detective. He wrote an arrest warrant charging Stephan with sexual battery and possession of child pornography. While the arrest warrant was being written and obtained by Detective Moore at approximately 16:45, I contacted Mom, I think, in a conference room at the sheriff's office. She was asked questions about Madeline being missing and the dynamics of the household. She stated her and Stephan had been dating on and off for approximately 7 years. Stephan had moved out of the house in the later part of 2023. Jennifer stated while they were together, they would all sleep. They would either all sleep in the same bed or Madeline would sleep with her when Stephan was not there. When asked if it was normal that Stephan and Madeline sleep together without her being there, and she said yes. And then this is where it goes on to if she needed a good night's sleep to her anxiety. Remember, I said we'll circle back to this. She would ask them to sleep in a different room. I pulled out this printed picture. She didn't want to believe that Stephan and Maddie were engaged in sexual activity. I pulled out a picture showing with Stephan's penis in her mouth. Blank said she didn't recognize anything in the picture, as if she was in denial. However, she became visibly upset. Do you guys think that this is her just finding out and she had been in denial the whole time? Or I don't know. With the visibly upset part, I'm not sure. But so I contacted Stephan in an interview room at the sheriff's office. Oh, we just read that. He was asleep. When I asked Stephan if he saved pictures to that account, he said sometimes. Stephan stated he did have pictures of him and Maddie saved to that account. When I asked Stephan about all the pictures he had saved, he then asked if he should be talking to a lawyer. Shortly after that, he requested an attorney. He was arrested after that. And that was the last one I got. So again, I'll grab the dockets link and drop it again. And that is where I grabbed those. You guys are welcome to go over there and, listen to them all. And in the future, I'm also going to get them in full. So let me see. So that's basically that. That's all we're going to go through today. I am going to sit here and talk to you guys for a moment. Here, this is the link to the exact video where he goes through those documents. That's all he reads through, though. I'm not sure what else is there. But there's the link. So that's that. A bunch of new information, pretty tough information to absorb and take in. I apologize, you guys. I know that it's a lot. Candace says, I feel Mom was there so jealous of Maddie, and I think Maddie was, and Mom lost it. I think she was there for everything and help. That's why so detached. That's my opinion. Thank you for feeling comfortable to share your opinion with us. I appreciate that. They would have to restrain me from going after him. Ironically, I think it was like disassociation or an extreme cognitive dissonance. I think she suspected. Why make her sleep with them? Law enforcement did a fast job on this case. I agree. I definitely want to know, hey, Blue, what mom knew, how long she knew it. I'm also wondering if Stephan maybe told mom that Maddie had an accident and she panicked and lied to the police. I don't know. I'm wondering, too, why did she tell police she saw her that morning getting ready for school at 8 o'clock? We know that Stephan was seen on camera throwing the book bag and laptop away at 7:30. Why did mom lie to police? Kimberly says, I am so angry at this woman right now. I can understand that, especially when we see in black and white. She did tell police that. Here I was thinking, maybe she just said that to the news. You know, it's not illegal to lie to the news. Let's hope and pray she was honest with police. Nope. Hey, Birdie's crime chat. Hey, y'all. He said she was just going to eat the Danishes I gave her. I wonder if he put something in those Danishes, something sedating. Well, after we got some of the documents that were released the other day, and we talked about it here, there was a list that was released. And let me see if I still have it. On this list, there was something about gunshot. Hold on. Here we go. I do have it. Let me share this list with you guys, and then I'll let you guys go. I got to work on some Tisha stuff. Like I said, me and Jen have some things that we're trying to work on to get out for this evening and over the weekend. But just before we go, here is the following items have been sent electronically to the defense, right? And if we see here, there's tire treads, scene photos, supplement, different reports, affidavits, those kind of things. But if we keep going, application for mobile tracking. We have right here, page 201, firearms trace summary. Now, I'm not saying that a gun was used, but I am very curious what is going on here. It makes me wonder that possibly, potentially there was. Maybe there wasn't. I don't know. But so far, that's kind of all we have factually. Love the Tisha stuff. I think we'll have 2 lives tonight, 1 on each channel with Tisha stuff, 2 on Saturday and 2 on Sunday. That's the goal. However, we have to hope and pray that we can edit and get them uploaded quick enough. So, which, Bendy, if you're still here, call me after the live and let me know where to start on the May, because I don't know what you're doing, and I don't want to, I don't need to know where I need to start. I hope in prison he gets to be someone's bitch. Me too. He sounds like a little bitch in that interview, doesn't he? I have so much anxiety. It's falling apart. Just whatever. There is no way she saw her at 8. In his interview, he said they left at 7:30, 7:45 with Maddie to go to McDonald's. Braddy says the mom is definitely sus to me. That lie was too big that she saw Maddie when she really didn't. Astro from Space says Jen said she saw Maddie gifts the night after her party on that Sunday. What's next? Oh, God, Hound Lover. That's so sad. If you listen to her talk about seeing the gifts, etc., at the end, she looks up in the air and says, yes, that's right. She was retelling a story that was told to her. Have a great day at work, Brady Gardner. I'm going to let you guys go. We've went through everything. Thank you to the mods for dropping all the awesome links. Thank you to you guys for joining the conversation. I know this was a tough one, and I'm sorry. I'm going to walk away. At least we got to get it out together, because it's infuriating. When we're sitting here listening to him, I know my blood pressure had to go up like 200 over 150 or something. I don't know, because I was getting so angry. But to be able to talk through it with you guys, I appreciate it. It means a lot to me. So thank you guys for being here. And hey, Wolfie, you're back and we're leaving. But call me later. And yeah, thank you guys. Have a great day. Oh, I love you back, Teacup. I love and appreciate all you guys. Thank you to the mods. And hopefully we'll see you tonight if we can get this stuff organized and ready to go. All right. Bye. Oh, and definitely check out the channels we dropped and even the docket, even though, he sometimes isn't necessarily the most pleasant with his attitude. Hey, that's where I got the information and he has it over there. So you're welcome to go watch it in full. And yeah, okay. Bye.